So I just stopped doing homework. I stopped trying to pass tests. I was just like, oh well. Hey kids, hey everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to my channel. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Gustavo and enjoy the video.
All right, yay!
I'm gonna be talking about what it was like growing up
illegal.
For the intent and purpose of this video, I will be using the word illegal because that is the word that I used to identify with growing up. That is the word that was drilled in my head.
My sister gave me those flowers for my birthday.
Once upon a time, I was 3 years old and my parents brought me to the United States. We moved to an apartment complex, so I grew up with a variety of kids. Black, white, Filipino, Hispanic, went to school with rich white kids, and was raised with very immigrant, very Venezuelan parents.
I was born in Venezuela, by the way.
I had an uncle and aunt who lived nearby, who were living the basic American dream. And they would about every year go to Venezuela to visit the family, to vacation. And they would bring their camcorder and record their adventure. And come back, we would go over and we would watch these videos. And to me, it was the most magical thing. A magical foreign land that I was from and I wanted to go so bad. I yearned so much as a little boy to see what it was like and meet my family and play with my cousins and make our own videos and come back and show them what we did. I would just beg my parents to go, like, please, oh, when can we go? I want to go. And they would be like, oh, not yet, we can't. Especially me, I would always press, but why? All you have to do is just work really hard, save enough money, and then you can have enough money to take us all. And my dad was just like, no, it's not just about the money, it's other things. And I would always ask and just push it, and I want to go, I want to go. It never ended up happening, which I think was the first just biggest hurt and disappointment of my life. Then when I was 14, after graduating middle school, I wanted to have my own money. So I walked to the McDonald's and got an application. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work at McDonald's, I'm gonna make money. So I'm filling out the application and I'm like, social security number. I asked my mom, what is my social security number? Well, we don't have papers, so you don't have a social security number, so you can't work. And I was like, but I want to. But you know what? It's not a big deal because your father doesn't have one either, and he still has a driver's license, and we can finagle it to where we can get you at least to drive and stuff. Then a well-known historic event happened known as 9/11, September 11th, 2001. Suddenly it was difficult for all immigrants, particularly undocumented people, to obtain false documents. After that, there were a lot more strict regulations and requirements, and so it became really difficult for me to even get a license and move around. Being undocumented, it's like being stuck, lodged, wedged into an unforgiving system. And oh well. Oh well.
Oh well.
So cool, whatever. I was still the bright, bubbly, happy, sweet, sensitive boy. And I continued high school. So I got my first job then at Rita's Italian Ice.
And I was so freaking bad that I didn't even last a week and they ended up firing me.
2 weeks later, they called me like, your social security number is wrong. And I was like, I just remember being so dismayed. I was kind of scared. I get in trouble for this? Can they deport me for this? Like, I was a little scared, but I stuffed it down. My dad bought a house my freshman year of high school in another district, which was less affluent. It was much easier for me to shine, so to speak. So throughout high school, I was really enthusiastic and eager to learn. I was the vice president of student council. I was in the drama club, yearbook, all those little activities. I would see my friends getting their permits, getting cars, driving around, and I'm just like, I can't do that. They were applying to colleges, getting accepted. I remember being super stressed out. Super. What am I gonna do after high school? And I remember my brother and sister, they didn't even, it did not even faze them whatsoever. I didn't understand. How are they not thinking about this? Why is this not a big deal to them? Because to me, it was huge. I wanted to do things. I wanted to do things. I had plans. I wanted to do things. So my junior and senior year, I did particularly well. I was an ABC student, which is great for me. I was the lead in the school plays every year, National Honor Society. I graduated with honors and distinction. And my last semester, I'm like, I don't have to do this. It makes no difference whether I pass or fail. So I just stopped doing homework. I stopped trying to pass tests. I was just like, oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
You know, I'm not applying to colleges. So I failed 55s. I think I got like 177, and that was like my highest grade. And I remember my creative writing teacher, Mrs. Cianella, was just shocked and appalled, and she was just like, no, why are you doing that? Don't do that. And I was just like, listen,
Oh well.
it doesn't matter either way. Like, I don't have papers. Like, I think I told her, I was just like, oh well, I can't. This is just what it is. I took on like a defeated attitude. Like, it was huge. You have to understand, I knew my worth then. I knew my worth. I had high self-esteem. I cared about my work, but it wasn't up to me to decide. The word illegal meant I was not of value, of use, inherently worthless. And in retrospect, I'm sure there were ways to make it work, but at the same time, I didn't have educated, supportive parents with resources. They didn't know, and I was so sheltered that if they didn't know, what was I gonna know? Perhaps had I had more educated and more motivated parents, it wouldn't have been an issue, and I could have found scholarships and stuff. But immediately, like, my mindset was of failure. Like,
Preparing for and writing this topic actually gave me a little anxiety. I started biting my nail.
I will say, however, growing up undocumented,
And illegal.
one thing that it does do is that it makes you more appreciative and more aware of being able to travel, being able to drive, being able to vote. So there I was with all the makings of being successful, and doesn't mean anything. So after we all graduated, I was able to find a job in a local diner, and I remember just being like, yes, this is awesome. This is an accomplishment. Like, I'm gonna be able to make my own money. I actually did do a semester of college. And looking back, I kind of feel bad because my parents knew good and well they couldn't afford that. Me and my brother going, for a semester of college, knowing good and well that we weren't going to finish, that they couldn't pay. I wanted to be an English teacher.
I would have been one of those English teachers that directed school plays.
I worked there until tax season came. Again, your social security number isn't right. And I was like, oh my God. I see a pattern here. And eventually I quit. So I was living 4 years like that, and my parents, especially my dad, kept nagging like, you gotta get married. It's the only way. When are you gonna get married?
Mind you, he ain't do jack-ish to correct the situation in 15 to 18 years that he was in the country. So,
I mean, I understand where he was coming from, but it's like, shut up. Shut up. It shouldn't have been rushed, and I ended up getting married to someone who I was very close with. But I was brainwashed into believing that that was the only way. Needless to say, the process was long, cold, drawn out, tedious, mechanical, lifeless, with a lot of steps.
And it really wore me down little by little.
And during that time, I read The Color Purple, and there were a couple of quotes from the book and movie that when I read, I started bawling. In one of Nettie's letters to Celie, she went to Africa for the first time, and she wrote,
Something struck in me, in my soul, Celie, like a large bell, and I just vibrated. And we kneeled down right on deck and gave thanks to God for letting us see the land for which our fathers and mothers cried and lived and died to see again.
wow. The second one was from Sophia when they were sitting at the dinner table, and she said,
I sat in that jail till I near about done rot to death. I know what it like to want to go somewhere and can't.
yeah, me too, Miss Sophia. Well, a lot of US citizens really take for granted their privilege. Really.
My face is all red from the wine.
I try not to think about it too much because if I do, it makes me mad. But to stay positive, it has increased my ability to appreciate. Fast forward, and I am a US citizen now with a blue passport. And words cannot express, you know what I mean? I see this and I'm still in awe, like, of its magnificence. On a US passport, if you read the front, it says,
the Secretary of State of the United States of America hereby requests all whom it may concern to permit the citizen national of the United States named herein to pass without delay or hindrance, and in case of need to give all lawful aid and protection.
Okay, you better lawfully aid and protect me.
look, congratulations on becoming a citizen. To me, it was so important that I highlighted all like the key words that I'm just like, oh my God, this applies to me.
Active and engaged citizenry, dependent upon the involvement of citizens like me, freedom to express yourself, right to run for elected office.
All these words that I'm just like, whoa.
Special milestone in your life. Welcome to the American family.
It was so hard for me that when I became a citizen, I was like, I did it. I accomplished it. I accomplished all. I did everything that I ever had to do in life. And anything after that, anything more than that is an added bonus. So in conclusion, if there's anyone out there right now struggling through the process, it's not easy and it will affect your mental state and well-being. Don't try to rush anything. Don't try to force anything, and take it day by day. Be with your current circumstance and honor where you are in life and know that it will come to you. I just feel like this topic isn't talked about often. Hopefully it was educational. I'm sure many people don't think about it. It's something that happens. It's something to be discussed and considered. US citizens, be grateful for your privilege. Know what that means. If you're here for it, if you like the sound of my voice, have any comments, if you have any questions, please absolutely interact, engage. I'm here for it. My goal is to provide raw, real,
Messy
content. If you're struggling somehow, if you're in a really low spot, if you're not well emotionally, mentally, spiritually, this video is for you. Like, come back, subscribe if you do like the sound of my voice and stuff. Thank you.